Hello students, welcome back to this video tutorial of subject microbiology. Today we are going to discuss about the biological nitrogen fixation. As everyone knows about the element nitrogen. Nitrogen is an important element of all living organisms because it is the important component of proteins, nucleic acid and other cellular constituent of an organism. Also, this nitrogen element is a major constituent of atmospheric gases and it is account about 70% of the total gases in the atmosphere. Generally, all living organisms need nitrogen as an essential nitrogen nutrient to synthesize their cellular components such as protein, enzymes, nucleic acid, chlorophyll, etc. Because of their inert nature, all organisms in the nature can't directly use these nitrogen gases from the atmosphere as a nitrogen source. So generally the microorganisms and plant utilize nitrogen in the form of ammonium, nitrate, nitrite and amino acid from the soil. Generally this plant absorb the nitrogenous compound from the soil, whereas the animals and the human beings utilize a ready-made form of nitrogenous compound from the plant by feeding. Now biological nitrogen fixation is a specific process and it is a very important process occur in nature where there is a atmospheric nitrogen is converted to ammonia by certain soil microorganism. And this phenomena of the utilization of atmospheric nitrogen by soil organism and its conversion to the nitrogenous compound in soil is nothing but the biological nitrogen fixation. And this biological nitrogen fixation is mostly accomplished by the microorganism in the soil and it is called as diazotroph or nitrogen fixer. And these diazotrophs and nitrogen fixer include the some species of bacteria, fungi, cyanobacteria, lichen, etc. So now why does this biological nitrogen fixation is important in the nature? Because as I already said that the all living organism can't utilize atmospheric nitrogen gas directly as a nitrogen source because it is inert in nature. So mostly these microorganisms and plant utilize the nitrogenous compound from the soil, and with the help of this biological nitrogen fixation the atmospheric nitrogen is converted into a nitrogenous compound in soil, and now this nitrogenous compound in soil is available for plant, and now this plant absorb this nitrogenous compound and synthesize their cellular component which includes protein, enzymes, nucleic acid, chlorophyll, etc. And the animals get their nitrogenous compound or nitrogen element from the plant by the process of feeding. So in such way that this nitrogen is transferred from atmosphere to plant microorganism and then into the animals. So that's the way this nitrogen atom is circulated in the nature. And also this biological nitrogen fixation play an important role to maintain the soil fertility and enhance the crop productivity by providing or by enriching the nitrogenous compound in the soil. And it also helpful to maintain the ecological balance by maintaining the nitrogen percentage, that is 78% in the atmosphere. That's why this biological nitrogen fixation is a very crucial or important process in the nature. So now let's move on the types of biological nitrogen fixation. In nature, there are two ways through which this biological nitrogen fixation takes place. The first is symbiotic nitrogen fixation and second is non-symbiotic nitrogen fixation. So let's move on the first symbiotic nitrogen fixation. So in this process, there is a fixation of free nitrogen and conversion to a nitrogenous compound by the microorganism in symbiotic association with the legume plant, and this process is nothing but the symbiotic nitrogen fixation. So in this process there is a positive association between these two organisms. First one is rhizobium bacteria and second is the legume plant. So in this positive association, both these organisms get benefited from the activity of each other. So here you can see over here the rhizobia bacteria fix the atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into a nitrogenous compound and provide this nitrogenous compound to this legume plant. And in terms, these legume plants provide a carbon source and shelter to this rhizobia. So in such way that both these organisms get benefited from the activity of each other and fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. So this are nothing but the symbiotic nitrogen fixation. So here I have put some examples of leguminous plant which includes pea, bean, soybean, clover, lupin, lotus and alfalfa. So these leguminous plant make a positive association with rhizobium bacteria and fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. So this is nothing but the symbiotic nitrogen fixation. So let's move on the characteristics of rhizobium bacteria. So these rhizobium bacteria are generally present in soil and it's gram-negative, aerobic, facultative anaerobic, chemo-autotrophic, non-sporing, pleomorphic soil bacteria, and its size is range from 0.5 to 3 micron. And this bacteria require optimum temperature of near about 28 degrees Celsius and pH is about 6.8, and they are generally non-motile in mature nodules, and that mature nodules containing this non-motile rhizobia known as bacteroid. We will see this bacteroid in detail in the upcoming slide. So here I am just putting some examples of rhizobium species and legume plant generally shows a positive association with each other and fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. So this term symbiosis was first introduced and demonstrated by Obenjaric and Vinogradsky in 1890. And this symbiosis term is discussed under the following three threads. First is nodule formation in leguminous plant, second is nodule formation in non-leguminous plant, and the third one is non-nodulations. So let's see the first nodule formation in leguminous plant. So in nature there are more than 2500 species of family Leguminosae produce a root nodules with a rhizobium species, and this association fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil, and these rhizobium bacteria generally infect this leguminous plant and produce a root nodules, and these root nodules contain these rhizobium bacteria containing nitrogenous enzyme, and these nitrogenous enzyme fix this atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. So in this association the bacteria fix atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into a nitrogenous compound and provide or supply to the plant. In terms, this plant provide a food and shelter to the bacteria. So in this way these two organisms get benefited from the activity of each other. So in this positive association, the atmospheric nitrogen is fixed into the soil. So now the nodule formation in non-leguminous plant. So beside this leguminous plant, some other plant also produce a root nodules, and example are Courserinia cusatifolia and Myrica gal. And third one is non-nodulation. So in the nature, some part of nitrogen is fixed into the soil without the formation of root nodules. And here are the examples: the lichen and cyanobacteria association, Anthraceros and Nostac, Azolla and Abina azole, and fourth one is Cycas and Nostac and Anabina. So in this association there is a no formation of root nodules, but there is a fixation of nitrogen into the soil. So let's move on the process of root nodules formation in leguminous plant. So root nodules of leguminous plant is formed due to the infection of rhizobium, and rhizobium are nothing but the free living soil microorganism, and it is present around the leguminous plant. So this leguminous plant generally secrete a chemotatic substance which includes indole acetic acid and the lectins, which attract these rhizobia around the root hairs. So this rhizobia attach to the hair of this root system of leguminous plant and infect the tip of root hairs, and then these rhizobia actually secrete a enzyme which includes pectinase and paligalactoronase, which dissolve the pectineous epidermal layer of root hairs. Then these rhizobia penetrate into the root hairs through this dissolved epidermal cell and produce a curling factor known as cytokinin, and which generally causes a curling and deformation of root hair. So this is the initial step of formation of root nodules in leguminous plant. Then there is a second step is the formation of infection thread and the development of pre-nodules. So after the penetration into the root hair, this rhizobia bacteria infect the neighboring epidermal and hypodermal cell and form a hollow tube-like structure, and that hollow tube-like structure are nothing but the infection thread. And this infection thread then progress up to the cortical region and infect this cortical cell. In this cortical cell, there is a rapid accumulation and proliferation of rhizobia bacteria, and it results into there is a formation of tumor-like structure called as prenodules. And in these prenodules, the rhizobia bacteria remain at the center surrounded by the cortical cell. So you can see over here the image which represent the process of root formation in the leguminous plant. So here there is you can see over here how this rhizobium bacteria infect these root hairs of leguminous plant and then enter into the root system by infecting the epidermal layer of leguminous plant and form a hollow-like structure called as infection thread. And after the progression of infection thread, this rhizobium bacteria infect the cortical cells, and there is a rapid accumulation and proliferation of rhizobia takes place and form a tumor-like structure called as pre-nodules, and these pre-nodules contain a rhizobacterium bacteria at the center. So final step is development of mature root nodules. So mature root nodules is developed from pre-nodules. So you can see over here the image of mature root nodules, and these mature root nodules consist of centrally a situated rhizobia bacteria surrounded by a several layer of cortical cells. In pre-nodules, the rhizobia bacteria remain as a motile and rod shape, whereas in case of nodules, means in mature root nodules, these rhizobia bacteria become non-motile and pleomorphic, and also they lose their ability or capacity of multiplication of growth and also become a non-motile, and these bacteria in this mature root nodules is called as bacteroid, and this bacteroid is the main site of symbiotic nitrogen fixation in the soil. So you can see over here the image which represent the process of root nodule formation in leguminous plant. So start with the infection of rhizobacterium bacteria to this leguminous root system, then followed by the formation of infection thread, then followed by the formation of pre-nodules, and finally the mature root nodules containing bacteroid. And this bacteroid is the main site of symbiotic nitrogen fixation in soil. So let's move on the second type of biological nitrogen fixation, that is nothing but the non-symbiotic nitrogen fixation. In nature, there are some certain bacteria or certain microorganisms which are independently fix the atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into a two molecule of ammonia, and that process is nothing but the non-symbiotic nitrogen fixation. And this nitrogen fixation is carried out by a free living microorganism which are categorized into three different groups such as aerobic, anaerobic and blue-green algae. So here I put some examples of free living aerobic microorganism, free living anaerobic microorganism and blue-green algae microorganism which are independently fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. So in free living aerobic I put some examples here, Azotobacter and Benzerica. In free living anaerobic, Clostridium, and blue-green algae, here the unicellular is Synechococcus, and in filamentous there is a Oscillatoria, and in case of filamentous there is a Nostoc and Anabaenia. So these are the microorganisms in nature independently fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. So and this process is nothing but the non-symbiotic nitrogen fixation, because there is no any other association between the organism. Here the independently this microorganism fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. But this microorganism has a enzymatic complex which is known as nitrogenous enzyme, and that nitrogenous enzyme has a main role for in the fixation of nitrogen in the soil. And this nitrogenous enzyme reduce this gaseous nitrogen into the ammonia, and these nitrogenous enzymes are generally sensitive to the oxygen. So lastly, the summary of this topic. So the nitrogen, as I already said, it's an important element of a living organism, and it's account about 78% in the atmospheric gases. And the biological nitrogen fixation is the process where the atmospheric nitrogen is converted into a nitrogenous compound which includes nitrate, nitrites, ammonia, and amino acids. And this nitrogen biological nitrogen fixation takes place in two ways in the nature. First is symbiotically and second is non-symbiotically. In symbiotic nitrogen fixation, there is an association of rhizobia with legume plant. So in this association, this rhizobia bacteria fix the atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into a nitrogenous compound and provided this nitrogenous compound to this plant. And in turn, this legume plant provide a food and shelter to this rhizobia. So in such way that these two organisms get benefited from the activity of each other and fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil, and this is nothing but the symbiotic nitrogen fixation. Second nitrogen fixation is non-symbiotic nitrogen fixation, where there are certain microorganisms present in nature which are independently fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. That's why this nitrogen fixation is called as non-symbiotic nitrogen fixation. Here I am taking some examples of microorganisms which are able or independently fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil, and the examples are Azotobacter, Nostoc, and Anabaena. And lastly, we have seen the nodule formation process. So generally this is the nodule formation process in leguminous plant. Start with the rhizobium attach and infect the root hairs of leguminous plant, followed by there is a curling and deformation of root hairs, then the formation of infection thread. Infection thread is nothing but the hollow tube like structure, and then this after progression of this infection thread, this rhizobium bacteria infect the cortical cells and form a tumor like structure called as prenodules, and these prenodules then convert into a mature root nodules. In prenodules, the rhizobium bacteria present at the center and it's a motile and rod shape, and also this rhizobium bacteria has ability to multiply and showing continuously growth, whereas in case of nodules or mature root nodules, these rhizobium bacteria become non-motile and pleomorphic and also lose their multiplication ability, and that root nodules containing this non-motile bacteria called as bacteroid, and this bacteroid is the main site of symbiotic nitrogen fixation. I hope you have enjoyed this video. So thank you very much. So in the next lecture we will discuss about the nitrogenous enzyme system in the root nodules of leguminous plant. So stay home, stay safe, take care. Thank you very much.